Greetings, fellow time travelers. Welcome back to Secrets of the Ancients, where we uncover the hidden mysteries of lost civilizations and dive deep into the secrets that shaped our world. I'm your archaeological guide, ready to take you on another mind-bending journey through the corridors of time. Today's discovery will challenge everything you thought you knew about ancient Egypt and the most famous tomb discovery in history. Before we unveil these incredible secrets, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Trust me, you don't want to miss the ancient mysteries we're about to reveal. Picture this scene with me. November 1922. A young boy walks through the desert mountains of Egypt and discovers ancient stone steps carved into rock. What this boy had stumbled upon would become one of the greatest and most significant archaeological discoveries in the world. These steps were part of the untouched tomb of Tutankhamun, a pharaoh whose secrets had been buried for over 3,000 years. But here's what will blow your mind. Archaeologists discovered around 5,000 ancient artifacts inside this incredible tomb. We're talking about jewelry that gleamed like captured starlight, painted vases that told stories of ancient rituals, and fabrics that had survived millennia underground. And then there was the piece that would become the most recognizable symbol of ancient Egypt: the golden funeral mask of Tutankhamun himself. This wasn't just any burial mask, fellow explorers. This masterpiece of ancient craftsmanship has become one of the most famous artifacts from ancient Egypt. When you see it today, you're looking at the same golden face that gazed upon the afterlife over 3,000 years ago. More than 100 years have passed since that moment, and now humanity is finally approaching another massive discovery: the tomb of Cleopatra. This legendary queen was the last active ruler of the Ptolemaic kingdom of Egypt, sitting on the throne from 51 to 30 years before Christ. There are countless ancient records about Cleopatra, her reign, and her extraordinary personality. But until now, no one has discovered the secrets of her death and burial place. This is where our story gets absolutely fascinating. Pay attention to this incredible development. Dr. Kathleen Martinez has spent decades studying ancient records and temples around Alexandria. Her conclusion? That the queen's tomb should be located beneath the ancient city of Taposiris Magna, founded in 280 years before Christ. This was a major city on Egypt's northern coast where tens of thousands of people were involved in trade and industry. And it seems Dr. Martinez's theory might be correct. She and a team of archaeologists have discovered secret underground tunnels near Alexandria, stretching approximately 1.3 kilometers long. These tunnels were carved into stone beneath the temple of Taposiris Magna. During further excavation, they found many indicators suggesting Cleopatra's tomb lies deep within these passages. There's even a possibility she was buried there alongside the Roman commander Mark Antony. According to ancient records, Cleopatra and Mark Antony loved each other deeply and together opposed the Roman Senate, which declared Antony a traitor. The fact that natural disasters have occurred in the Taposiris Magna region for thousands of years could complicate the excavation process. Earthquakes and floods destroyed the city and may have flooded its underground tunnels. However, archaeologists hope the ancient tomb remains untouched and hides many treasures as well as records about life in ancient Egypt during the reign of the last dynasty. The excavation may need to be conducted underwater and in mud, requiring significant time and funding, but archaeologists are convinced it will be worth it. Although it's still too early to say Cleopatra is truly buried there, scientists have found many things inside the tunnels that confirm this possibility. These include clay pots, dozens of coins bearing images of Cleopatra and Alexander the Great, and statues depicting the Egyptian queen. Cleopatra remains one of the most popular figures in Egypt, equal to Ramses III and Tutankhamun. She has inspired countless movies, paintings, and books, but what makes her so incredibly popular? She became famous for her remarkable complexity. She was a beautiful and intelligent ruler who pulled Egypt out of crisis and made it a prosperous power. Medieval Arabic texts say she mastered chemistry, mathematics, and philosophy, and may have written several scientific books. She spoke multiple languages and possessed exceptional diplomatic skills. There are many legends claiming she was a femme fatale who drove many men to madness. However, there's no evidence of unmatched beauty. The image of a stunning model was created by Hollywood when making films featuring famous actresses playing Cleopatra. Roman Emperor Octavianus, the adopted son of Julius Caesar, specifically created Cleopatra's image as a dangerous seductress because she was his enemy. Although she was born in Egypt, Cleopatra was not Egyptian. Her ancestors were Greek, one of whom was a general of Alexander the Great. However, the Egyptian people loved her. She learned the language and was very sensitive to this country's traditions. She knew the history, mentality, and customs of ancient Egypt well. She improved Egypt's economic level and strengthened its status as a world power. Much of this was possible thanks to her cleverness and charisma. She loved theatrical performances and luxurious celebrations. She knew how to surprise people and create spectacular shows. But behind her external image as a luxury lover, she was a smart and calculated ruler. Ancient Egypt was a rich and luxurious country, and Cleopatra did everything to increase its wealth and strengthen its position internationally. For example, she once had a dispute with her brother Ptolemy XIII. The queen knew she wouldn't be able to fight him directly, so she decided to win Julius Caesar to their side. When the Roman Caesar arrived in Alexandria, Cleopatra wanted to meet him, but Ptolemy knew her plan and tried to prevent her from meeting Caesar. Instead of a luxurious and flashy arrival, Cleopatra decided to make her visit inconspicuous. She wrapped herself in a carpet or linen bag that was carried by servants into Caesar's private chamber. Cleopatra emerged from the carpet and impressed the Roman Caesar with her beauty and determination. The result? They fell in love and became close allies. After some time, she impressed another influential Roman Caesar for diplomatic purposes. She arrived to meet Mark Antony on a golden barge with purple sails and silver oars. Cleopatra dressed like Aphrodite and sat under a magnificent canopy. Her servants dressed like Cupid, fanning her and burning incense. But Cleopatra created such performances for a reason. She knew Antony worshipped Greek mythology and considered himself an embodiment of Dionysus. As a result, he was very impressed with this woman and eventually married her. Cleopatra kept her crown, strengthened her alliance with Rome, and bore 3 children for Antony. In Egypt, they held grand parties and enjoyed wealth and power. However, the relationship between a high official and the Egyptian queen caused scandal in Rome. Octavianus was Antony's main rival in the struggle for power, so he exploited the situation to blacken his competitor's reputation. He used propaganda to make Cleopatra appear as a dangerous seductress in the eyes of Roman citizens. The Roman Senate supported Octavianus and declared Cleopatra an enemy. In 33 years before Christ, this conflict reached its peak when Antony's navy fought Octavianus's fleet. Octavianus won and forced his enemies to flee to Egypt with Cleopatra. According to some records, they took refuge near Alexandria, pursued by the Romans. They hid in one of Cleopatra's palaces and met their fate. Some legends say Cleopatra was a poison expert. She attracted a venomous snake, an asp or Egyptian cobra, to bite her. According to other legends, she stabbed herself with a poisoned needle. There's a theory that Cleopatra always carried a bottle of poison in her comb, and when cornered, she soaked a needle with this poison and stabbed herself. None of this can be confirmed. Scientists are still trying to discover the truth. Perhaps when they reach Cleopatra's tomb, the world will get more answers about her tragic fate. She is considered the last ruler of Egypt. After her death, Octavianus plundered her palaces and temples and returned to Rome, where he became the primary emperor. He successfully ruled the country and expanded its borders until his death at age 75. World history would look very different if Cleopatra and Mark Antony hadn't lost that naval battle. By the way, did you know that more time has passed between Cleopatra's reign and Neil Armstrong's flight to the moon than between the Egyptian queen's reign and the construction of the Great Pyramid of Giza? Armstrong set foot on Earth's satellite in 1969. 2,038 years after Cleopatra's birth. The pyramid construction took place in 2560 years before Christ. Imagine how long ancient Egypt's history truly spans. Cleopatra was actually closer to us in time than she was to the pyramids. What do you think about this new theory regarding Cleopatra's tomb? Which ancient civilization would you like to see us explore next in our archaeological adventures? Share your thoughts with fellow time travelers in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to Secrets of the Ancients for more incredible journeys through time, and hit that notification bell so you never miss our latest archaeological discoveries. In our next episode, we'll travel to another lost civilization